Cape Town Mayor Patricia de Lille has hit back at those demanding her removal. She says that their actions do not represent the city of Cape Town. This after reports emerged that the DA in Cape Town wants Patricia de Lille sacked as mayor. De Lille now says that the move by the DA's regional executive does not represent the city of Cape Town's DA caucus because they never met. Patricia de Lille was suspended from the party's activities in September after an internal probe last year into maladministration claims. Meanwhile, DA leader Mmusi Maimane remains non-committal on the issue. He says investigations are underway and that appropriate action will be taken at the right time. Now, Cape Town Mayor Patricia de Lille joins us from Cape Town. Mayor, a warm welcome to you. Thank you very much for your time. Now, a lot has been happening today pertaining to your case. We've just had the regional executive speaking out on social media, the use thereof. What is your take?
Well, first of all, I became aware of the media statement issued by the regional executive of the Democratic Alliance. At the same time, when they issued a statement to say that they have moved a vote of no confidence in me as the regional executive, many of the party members and branches started contacting me to say that the regional executive never consulted with the members or with the branches about such a motion, and therefore they had no mandate, and that some people even distanced themselves from this decision by the executive. It's also not true that a caucus of the city of Cape Town has agreed with them, because the caucus never had a meeting yesterday. So I hope that the Federal Office of the Democratic Alliance will take over this issue, and I will certainly be laying a complaint with them to further investigate this statement by the regional executive.
Now, Mr. Lille, they go on to say that they are of the view that Cape Town requires stability, unity and functionality, and that, unfortunately, you are not the person at this point to deliver that to them. Take us through to the beginning for those that are perhaps confused with how you got to this point where you're accused of maladministration.
Well, first of all, my track record is very clear in South Africa, that I've got a track record of fighting against corruption all my life. And that all of a sudden that I'm not fit to be the mayor of the city of Cape Town has not been tested in any way. I can give you all the achievements of the city of Cape Town for the past 5 years, for a very deserving right to be the best run city in South Africa. And that is the submission that I've also made to the Democratic Alliance. The well-run city over the past 5 years led to the elections on the 3rd of August 2016, where the vote of the Democratic Alliance was increased to 66.6%, the highest achievement in the country. So that is the confidence expressed by the voters. If there are a few individuals who now, after just 1 year, want to find all of these faults and allegations, those things need to be tested. And they must be subjected to the internal party procedures, and I must be afforded an opportunity to respond to them. And I hope that the people who are making the complaints will be brave enough to give us their names and their surnames, and give us some incidents as to where some of these things happen.
But specifically, if we talk about names, we know that City Manager Ahmed Ibrahim accuses you of preventing him from reporting Miss Melissa Whitehead. What do you have to say to this? Because these are parts that have come out from that confidential inquiry.
The Bowmans report, I wrote to them on the 3rd of January asking them to correct their report on 3 mistakes that they've made and where they based their factual findings on. The first mistake in the Bowmans report is that when there's allegation that the city manager that I stopped him or whatever, they have the courtesy or the decency that interview to take.
Unfortunately, Mr. Lille, we seem to be losing you there. Hopefully we can get her back as she answers some very important questions there pertaining to Ahmed Ibrahim's allegations that Ms. Patricia de Lille prevented him from going on to report Melissa Whitehead. We are still in conversation with Mayor Patricia de Lille on some of these allegations, a number of issues that have come out from that report, which was issued by Committee John Steenhuisen. Mr. Lille, you were actually going on to mention some of these allegations or set the record straight in terms of those allegations by Mr. Ibrahim.
The Bowmans report stated that this is what Mr. Ibrahim said that I did. The failing in the Bowmans report is that the Bowmans report did not come to me and ask me, Mayor de Lille, did you in fact do as what the city manager claimed that you've done? But instead, they went to go and make a finding without asking me to respond. In terms of natural justice, I've got a right to respond. And those are some of the wrong findings in the report where I wrote to them and I said, please, you never asked me to respond. And there are 3 issues in the report where they never asked me to respond. The one issue where they did ask me to respond was that I had given a disc of forensic reports to the leader of the Democratic Alliance. I said to them in no uncertain terms, no, I never did. You know what Bowmans did? Bowmans wrote in their report that was submitted to council, stating that I had admitted that I in fact gave the report to the leader. I was able to come up with the evidence with a letter from the leader confirming that I never gave him the report or gave him the disc. And I asked Bowmans, please correct the factual errors in your report. Now, they have not done so up till today. I have given them until tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock to correct those factual errors in their report, failing which I will have no option but to take that report on a review.
Now, Mayor, talk to us about the closing of the Special Investigations Unit, because there were some damning allegations pertaining to that, where it was said you wanted to somehow silence everybody in terms of the DA ward councillor who was shot because there was to be an investigation there. Give us the rationale behind the closing of that unit.
Well, first of all, one of the allegations that the Special Investigating Unit came up as a reason for their closure was to say that they have uncovered corruption at my house, that in the upgrade of my house, I have used city money to upgrade and to renovate my house. I have laid that allegation to rest once and for all. I've opened my banking account, I've opened my house, I have shown the world and South Africa indeed that I have never benefited 1 cent from the city, and whatever renovations I did at my house, I paid for myself. And that came out of the Special Investigating Unit. The Special Investigating Unit was not closed down. The mandate was changed. The people who are working or used to work there is still working for the city. They started investigating criminal issues outside of the city itself, which they're not allowed to do in terms of the Police Act. And I only brought that to their attention to say that you have gone outside of your mandate. Please come back and concentrate on investigations inside the city of Cape Town.
Okay, would that also include the investigation into the murder of the DA ward councillor? Would it also include that specific matter?
The Metro Police doesn't have a mandate. No. The Metro Police mandate is defined in the Constitution. The Metro Police is responsible for all traffic offences. The Metro Police is responsible to enforce bylaws. And the third one is that the Metro Police need to have a crime prevention strategy and a business plan that gets submitted to the Provincial Commissioner on an annual basis. So it is not the role of the Metro Police to investigate murder cases.
Now, as for the renovations at your house that you touched on, you've gone on to say that a report has exonerated you, but we spoke to the Dullah Omar region spokesperson who went on to say, no, the matter is not final. You have not been exonerated. What's your take on that?
Yeah, well, the spokesperson, of course, is confused as usual. I was able to show the actual report that I've been vindicated by the Auditor General, and that's on black on white. So they have now been caught lying because they went with the media to my house, they traumatized my family, they brought my house, appeared on television all over, and now they've been caught lying. Now they're trying to come with that excuse. If they've got any proof that I have benefited from a cent from the city of Cape Town, they must please, I challenge them to come with that proof.
And then as for Ms. Melissa Whitehead, did you help cover up any tender irregularities, perhaps to the tune of 43 million?
Well, again, that is a finding in the report of Bowmans. They stated as a fact that I have tried to cover up that report. They did not come to me and ask me, Madam Mayor, did you in fact cover up for that report? But they went ahead to go and make a finding. You know, this Bowmans report is no different from the KPMG report. It's no different from the SAP report. It's no different from McKinsey, because they put things in as factual finding without verifying what they call their own facts.
And then now, for those that suggest that there's a political conspiracy here, you included, is there in fact one? Because the Dullah Omar region went on to defend you in this part, saying that they believe you're being targeted, but not many people know for what.
Now, I think the leadership of the Dullah Omar region is very confused. What they say outside is not what they're doing. In the council, they're actually working together. And in the council, they have moved a vote of no confidence against me based on these allegations. So I can't respond for them in their confusion. I think you need to ask them to explain themselves. But also, if I need their help or I need their support or I need their advice, I will ask for it, but I certainly don't.
Is there, though, a political conspiracy, according to you, or not?
Well, I don't believe in conspiracies. I believe in and putting up a challenge and fighting back with something that you can see in front of you. And fortunately, because we are a country that has got a very good constitution, the DA has got a constitution that protects all its members. I work within the framework of those legal documents to confront all of these allegations, and will deal with it in that fashion.
And then on the case of Craig Keeson, he's gone on to, in December, bring up some fresh allegations of nepotism. Your response to that?
Well, again, I have given the responses to these allegations of Craig Keeson to the Bowmans committee or the Bowmans investigators. They choose not to use some of my responses. And they try to paint Mr. Craig Keeson as if he is this glorified whistleblower under the Protection of Disclosures Act. And that is why I'm saying that report is so one-sided, and it must be challenged, because I strongly believe that the truth will always survive, and the truth might take long to come out, but it will come out.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, there are reports of you alleging that there's some sort of a smear campaign here by perhaps Nkosi Madikizela's supporters. Is that true? Can you confirm that you did say that this was possibly a smear campaign?
No, it's not possible. It is a smear campaign. It is a smear campaign where people are trying to taint my track record in South Africa as a corruption buster, to now begin to show that, no, she's after all just as corrupt. That is the smear campaign that's going on. There's a faction who is supporting Bongi Madikizela to become the mayor of the city of Cape Town. And of course, it's that faction that's sending out the smear campaign or leading the smear campaign against me.
And you believe Sunday, though, you will be vindicated, or what would happen?
On Sunday, I have made a substantive representation to the Federal Executive. I trust and I hope that the Federal Executive will consider my responses and then make an informed decision. I have also said that I'm prepared to, if I'm allowed, to come and speak to the Federal Executive myself. And I really hope that we can find an amicable solution to all of this as soon as possible.
Mayor de Lille, thank you very much for honouring us with your presence and talking to us. Thank you again.